What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and y'all have been bombarding my comments with the Idaho 4 murders, and I didn't really see a point because they're not even doing the trial until 2025, but you guys asked, so I'm gonna deliver. I want to start off by saying this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, bestie. There are zero facts here, okay? So if you haven't heard of this case, if you live under a rock, same, but also to basically give you a summary, 4 people were murdered in their home. I would assume their home. There were 6 people inside, 2 people in the basement. Those are the people that weren't murdered. 2 girls were besties, and then there was a girl and her boyfriend, but all of them were friends. This happened in, oh my God, really, Melinda? Oh, I'm so sorry. Idaho, maybe? See, this is why you can't rely on me for research. I love research, but not to this extent. Right now, they believe it's Brian, all innocent until proven guilty. But basically, there's so much to this story that honestly, I would tell you to go on YouTube and look up someone who covered a true crime on this, because there's just so much information. But basically, I believe that he worked at the school that they went to. They all were in a college. They were all partying that night. They get home around like 2 total for all of them. And then they're murdered around like 4 a.m. People don't know how, because no one was broken into, and they didn't understand how. It's so complicated. So basically, 4 beautiful young children in their early 20s. Sorry if you're in your early 20s. I don't mean to call you young or child, but young adults were harmed. And so my intention with this was to just see what happened. I do feel like you're going to get a little semblance of peace from this, but I'm also going to tell you that it's kind of dark. So obviously, take care of yourself. Maybe, get outside after this, do a meditation, shake what your mama gave you, whatever you got to do. It's Friday. Happy Friday to my regulars and my besties. How are you guys? Sorry if I'm all meh, but the reading was meh. So, but yeah, so what I did was I took a look at his energy with the dark mirror oracles, because it's always how I can get the nasty energy to come out. And then I did tarot on what happened, and it came out with some other stuff as well that may or may not have been brought up. I don't know, because I haven't followed it. Sorry. But yeah, so without further ado, if you're new here, we've added a segment in where I do a general message meant to find you. If you're not spiritual, that's totally fine. And this is timeless. So this could be a message from your spirit team, a message from a passed on loved one, just a message that is energetically in alignment with you to hear at this moment in time. It doesn't have to be spiritual. So if you feel called to listen to the next part, then stick around and I will have a message for you. But if not, go to the timestamps down below and get straight into it. The pop culture section, which will be the Idaho 4 murders, what really happened that night. So depending on where I see you, all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, besties, let's get into it. All right, besties. So if you stuck around, then this is your timeless message meant to find you. I saw 2:22 on the clock before I started this. I feel like that might have some semblance, so maybe some of you are seeing 2:22. I also wanted to say thank you for people that have sent me the super thanks, the donations on my Venmo and Cash App. I really appreciate the support, so thank you. I appreciate you guys, period. I love you guys so much. But I shuffled off camera. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times, and we'll just see what a spirit want you to know for today, this weekend, or whenever it is that you're watching this video. Why am I hearing the song Back to Life, Back to Reality? Yeah. Yep. Whatever you've been working on, keep going. It's starting to bear its fruits, or it will. 7 of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Wands, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. I gotta learn how to, can you imagine if I was like a Powerball person? I would suck at it. Yeah, whatever. You saw the cards. So, all right, Spirit, why? I think you guys are figuring out who you are, and figuring out who you are is also coming with who can and can't come along for this next chapter. It's giving me the vibe of I'm seeing clearly now. This also feels very faded with the fact that we have 2 7s at the same time, both in reverse. So it's giving me like a retrograde in terms of astrology feeling, where it's like we're reflecting on things so that they don't come with us, which is reminding me of the reading that I did on the last video. Um, what did I cover last week? God, the brain fog's real. Y'all, are you okay? Because the energy's kind of wonky in here. Um, I think that you guys are learning to see things. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, I See Your True Colors Shining Through. I think you guys are starting to see things for what they really are. You might be having a hard time with this, though, because 8 of Cups is reverse in the back deck. So it's giving me this vibe of like, I know who I'm supposed to be. I know what I'm passionate about. I know where I want to move forward. I think for some of you, this is career. A lot of you, it's career. There's like 33%. I don't know why I'm seeing that. 33% of you, it might be relationships. And then I do see wellness, but I think for a lot of you, it's all of the above. I think it, because I'm seeing my symbolism of a U-Haul, and it's giving me this vibe of like, this can't come with me. This can't come with, if I want, this is giving me the vibe of like, I'm trying to manifest a true love. I can't keep dealing with people that don't respect my boundaries. This can't come with me. Do you see what I'm saying? Or if you're debating on, maybe I do want to take a leap of faith and go after my dream job. Maybe that's entrepreneurship, or maybe that's being a therapist, a leader of some sort, whatever you're drawn to. It's almost like right now you're taking stock, you're taking inventory, and it's giving me this vibe of like, what doesn't serve me has to go. So I think lately you might have been faced with things that you don't really want to look at, if I'm being honest. So like maybe old wounds are coming up for you, because I'm being drawn to, I have lemon ginger tea on my thing, and I'm being drawn to that. So it's like, again, we're building on the solar plexus. We're starting to learn that our voice matters, our needs matter, and that it's not crazy to want more from life, period, and that there's a reason that our heart aches for more. It's because it's for us. I always bring this up where it's like, a police officer dreams about being a police officer, spiritual person dreams about being a spiritual person. Neither of them are wrong, and frankly, I'm never going to have a visual of being a policeman, because that's not my dream, and vice versa. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of times we'll take stock in other people's words and not our own dreams, because they can't see our vision. But guess what? It's because it's not theirs to see. So with the Ace of Wands being the middle card here, it's whatever creative passion, endeavor, whatever's popping up for you in your mind right now, especially with this woman on here. I mean, look, the odds are against her, right? They make us hate us. Oh my God. Kanye just popped up. They make us hate ourselves but love their wealth. That's why shorties holler where the ball is at. And look at her. She's a plus size girl, but she's fighting for herself. So again, this might be health as well, but I could see it being career and love as well. It's almost like you are creating who you're meant to be. You're creating the foundation of you so that you can create the reality that's best for you. So for instance, like, let's say, I don't know, Spirit, give me an example. Let's say you're trying to attract in a healthy relationship, right? In the meantime, we have to see where we let ourselves down in the relationship. So, for instance, you want a man or woman that's going to pour into you, but you never pour into yourself. So right now that might be coming up where you're noticing that you don't pour into yourself. And so now you're going to have to become the thing that it is you want. I hope this is making sense. So whatever's coming up for you, where you might be kind of like, not disrespecting yourself, but just kind of sleeping on yourself a little bit. It might be coming up to the forefront now, because it's like, if you want this thing, you have to embody the thing. It's like acting as if it's already here. So again, like if we want the true love, like for instance, all right, so Spirit's bringing me up to this. I had a moment the other day where I was pissy. I felt like nobody cared about me or whatever. I'm not going to bring my personal business into this. And I was like, what would my dream man do for me right now? And he'd be like, what do you want? You want, because food. I'm a Taurus rising. I'm such a foodie. Oh my God. But I was like, I really want Sonic, but like, I shouldn't. Like, the DoorDash and all that shit's way too pricey. Like, it's just not worth it, blah, blah, blah. And so I had an argument with myself as my future boyfriend going, but you're having a hard time. You deserve this. This is what Spirit's kind of alluding to. It's like becoming what it is that you want so that it comes in for you. You want someone that's an effective communicator. You have to become that effective communicator yourself. You want a job where I don't know why. I just saw something and then it disappeared. Whatever. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'll know later. And now I'm seeing a feather. Maybe you guys are seeing things lately. Maybe like angel numbers, because I did see 20 or 222 and stuff. So maybe Spirit's been trying to get your attention and you're not paying attention. Because I just keep being drawn to like little things. And you might also be having distractions in your life as well. Because again, stamina is the word I'm looking for with this. You're changing. This is like DNA, soul reintegration. This is like you're healing your insides so that you can become what it is you want. That's really the message. So right now, if you're feeling stuff coming up for you, honor that. And if there's something that you're going through, ask yourself, like I mentioned with my fake boyfriend of me, how would you want to be treated? You know what I mean? Because it's almost like you're becoming what it is that you want. You want that dream job, you're becoming, I don't know how to word this. You're learning the stamina to be able to handle that dream job. If you want that healthy relationship, you're learning how to become a healthy partner so that you can attract the healthy relationship. You want the healthy, slim, fit body and all of that, you have to hold yourself accountable, have to have that dad energy where it's like, okay, I need to exercise 5 days a week. You're becoming what it is that you want. You're going to have, it's going to pay off with the Seven of Pentacles. It's only in the reverse, but it's a blocked energy. It's blocked. Why? Because right now it's all about the passion. It's all about the inspiration. It's all about learning about ourselves so that we can become it. We're not going to be falling for false shit anymore. No more shitty jobs. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, no more late night something. No more late night green. No more. We can't even kick it. I think some of you may be getting rid of limited consciousness. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. You're getting rid of this thought of, oh, it's not realistic. Oh, I can't have it. Oh, it'll never happen for me. And going, you know what? But what if it can? What if I do deserve it? What if it is in my rights? If I'm dreaming about it, isn't there a point? So I feel like you guys are really empowering your solar plexus. You might be going through some sacral chakra stuff, so old emotions coming up. It's purging so that it doesn't become a part of your framework anymore. Think about how it takes 21 days to make a habit. Well, if you've been in a victim mentality for more than 21 days, if you have a horrible inner critic for more than 21 days, if all of that stuff matters. That's science. That's not spirituality. So become what it is that you want to be, because I see it paying off for you. That's the message really here. And with Two of Wands right behind it, you're gonna have growing pains. It's gonna be uncomfortable. With the Hermit card, you might be alone a lot of the time, but it's because you're coming back home to yourself. And once you do that, Queen of Pentacles, everything's gonna work out the way that it's meant to. But you have to believe in it just like you're doing now. So I think Spirit's alluding to, you're doing a great job. You're working on yourself with this Empress card in the reverse, trying to heal the shit that people have passed on to you. And with Nine of Cups right after that, you're going to get your wish fulfillment. All's going to work out well. The more energy and time you put into yourself. I feel the need to tell you that it's not selfish. It is self-focused. And when our cup is full, we are that much more valuable to the people around us. So don't feel bad for needing time on your own. Don't feel bad for purging old emotions. Don't feel bad if you're just having a day where you're like, fuck this, I just want to be in bed, not deal with my problems. Allow all of those emotions to come out because you've stifled them in the past and your subconscious mind is going, okay, this can't come with us. We deserve better. We purge it so that the new can come in. So I'm going to leave it here, besties. You let me know down in the comments below if you guys enjoyed this. If you want a tip, feel free. I really do appreciate the support. You guys are so sweet. The deck that I used, everything in the description box, everything you need. If you want to book a private reading, website, description box, got it. But without further ado, the Idaho 4. It's not good energy, besties. It's not good energy. So just make sure that you ground, heal, dance, do whatever you got to do. Have a good Friday or whenever you're watching this. But all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts ever spoken on this channel. The Idaho 4 murders. Let's get into it. All right, besties. So we are finally going to take a look at the Idaho 4 murders. I'm going to start with Dark Mirror as usual to see what kind of dark energies we can get. I'm going to be honest, right? I'm seeing the TV show You, and I'm seeing a guy like looking and going, that one. So it's kind of giving me this vibe of like cherry picked somebody. So forgive me, I haven't really looked up this in a long time. Is there an idea that he was after one person and everybody else was just kind of like victim of circumstance? Because I just keep seeing the movie or the TV show You in my mind's eye. Wasn't he like really intelligent too? He knew how to do a bunch of shit. I don't know. Let's get into this. I wouldn't even be shocked if I see the obsession card pop out. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. All alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Let's see what we can get. Really? Addicted. Okay, yeah. That's about as close to obsession as we can get. One thing for sure is he was putting on a ruse. I did watch someone's like true crime summary YouTube video. This man, all alleged for entertainment purposes, only, zero facts here. This man had every intention of becoming a serial killer, allegedly. Because you know what I'm being drawn to is, what's his face? The guy that was brought up on Quiet on Set that hurt Drake Bell, where he had like a poster or a painting of a serial killer. I can't think of his name. Let someone tell me down in the comments because I'm channeling. But it's giving me like I know they said he's a criminology major or something like that. It's giving me like a fascination with serial killers. It's almost like, I'm going to be honest, this gives me the vibe of like, he was always capable of this. This was always going to happen. Peaceful Among Thorns. I'm playing a part. I feel like this would be it wouldn't even shock me if like we find out in the courts or whatever that like he was on the dark web a lot or something, because it's just giving me the vibe of like sociopathy, potentially, or narcissism. I guess you could say that too. I'm not a medical professional, but this energy is very dark. It's not comfortable to be in. In fact, Spirit, can you ground me? I feel like he was heartless, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like what I see is a man like trying to prep himself up. So I'm seeing like, you know, like fixing up the shirt, fixing up the hair. It's like I'm trying to appear as though I'm like a scholar is the word I'm hearing. Because I don't want you to see my dark side. It's giving me like all the conspiracy readings I've done. It's giving me Diddy vibes, to be honest with you. It's like I put on a show like I'm somebody else, but inside I have this darkness that compels over me. Honestly, his energy is the dude from the show You. Fragmentation, he didn't know himself. And I'm being drawn to how there's a female on here and a female on here. Could he have just been rejected and snapped? Because this is giving me like, I'm incredible, I'm amazing, I've convinced myself amazing, that I'm amazing. I feel like his parents were even kind of afraid of him. Because I'm being drawn to 2 and 7, which reminds me of the 9 of Wands, which is like, I'm trying to stay resilient, but I'm fearful. And with Blinded to Pain right next to that, it's almost like everybody around him knew he was capable of doing fuck shit. Like, this is giving me the vibe of like, anyone who's empathic, anyone who actually taps into their intuition, if you're around this guy, that like I'm seeing a cat with its hairs going up. Like there's something wrong with this man. In fact, like this is giving me my OJ Simpson reading where it's like I black out and I don't even remember what happens. Like I'm not justifying behavior, but it's almost like his masculine, he's so fragile. He's fragile. That's the only way I know how to describe it, because he's put on a facade. This is who I'm supposed to be. I think this is why I'm being drawn to the show You, because who he presents to be is this perfect, got his shit together, but he actually has like women in dungeons and shit. That's the vibe. It's like he was always going to be a serial killer. Like if he had, I even see him like peacocking where he really thought he was going to get away with this. He was like, I've been studying this for years. Of course I'm going to get it right. Yeah, they're drawing me, personal story real quick. They're drawing me to a therapist I had years ago that was like, of course I know what I'm talking about. I've been studying this for 17 years. And I never saw that man again. Because I was like, are you kidding me? You can't study something and understand it. I mean, you can, but to be in it is something else. And I feel like he wanted so badly to be seen as this. I keep hearing prestige. Like they're even showing me Step Brothers where it's like prestige worldwide. It's like he really thought that he was going to be some like, this is giving me the vibe. Wasn't there a rumor that like he applied to be an officer? This is giving me the vibe of like, I'm going to make friends with the bad guys. Yeah, because I'm seeing the show Dexter, where it's like, I'm going to be in so that I can learn the ins and outs, so that I can become what it is you chase. I'm telling you, if this guy had gotten away with it and they had somehow bought into his shit, he would have kept fighting to either be a police officer or something in the criminal field so that he can learn, so that there's no stone left unturned. Like I'm seeing the show Blacklist where they got somebody who cleans up the shit so that nobody gets caught. This guy, was always there's this darkness in him that he just can't get rid of. Honestly, like, to my conspiracy theorists, this borders on like having a voice in the back of your head that tells you to do awful shit. Like, there's something really off about this guy. This isn't just I got obsessed, my ego got hurt and I snapped. Like, this is like I had been preparing to kill somebody one day anyway, just to see what it's like. Like, I'm being drawn to like kids that like they'll kill animals first. Like, you'll see a cat in the backyard and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? That's who he was. Allegedly, no facts here. And it's almost like this kind of had to happen because eventually he was going to do it no matter what. Because this is, to my regulars, this always reminds me of the Ten of Swords. This always reminds me of the Ten of Swords. They're both upright. So it's giving me like I sabotaged myself because I was obsessed. Honestly, John Wayne Gacy. Thank you, Spirit. I think it was Brian Peck was obsessed with like John Wayne Gacy and they exchanged letters or something like that. That's the vibe it's giving me. It's like, I wouldn't even be shocked if he had like, I don't know if this is a thing. It's probably more metaphorical, but like posters of like serial killers. Like, it wouldn't be shocking to me if he told other people like jokingly, but seriously, like, oh, I'm a huge fan of Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, that's the fucking vibe of this guy. This man is next level fucked up. I mean, blinded to pain just speaks for itself. And 3 and 1 reduces to 4, which is the home. So it's like, did he go in the house under a ruse? Because they said that. Didn't they say there was no break-in, no forced entry? Because it's giving me like, did he say he was friends with the ex? Or something like that? Because remember how they said that 2 of the girls called one of the either boyfriends or ex-boyfriends? I have a list of names here so I didn't forget, so I don't fuck up. Is it possible that he came in and was like, oh yeah, so-and-so invited me over? Or, oh yeah, I'm friends with your boyfriend Jake or ex-boyfriend Jake? Because it's giving me like I'm making up a ruse to get in. But then you guys are starting to panic because you can feel my bad energy. And I wonder if this is why they made the phone calls to Jake. It's either they called Jake because they were scared because they were starting to realize he's not who he said he was, or they called Jake to verify that he was friends with Jake. It's one of those. I feel like he came in under a ruse. But it was like they very quickly realized. Honestly, I feel like terror is the main energy in this entire fucking situation. It's so sad. Like, I'm having to channel more because putting me in this energy makes me sick. Like chances are this is going to knock me out for a couple of days. Like, I can already feel it. So I hope that you guys enjoy this reading. Please share it with your friends. Thanks. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be outside in the grass for the rest of the evening. But this was always going to happen because there's a darkness inside of him. That's why he went through with the criminology. Honestly, it would not shock me if all the family knew, because it's giving me like Brian Laundrie, like that situation where it's like the parents, allegedly, we think that they helped him. It's kind of giving me that same vibe. But if his parents did help, it would simply be because they're afraid of him too. It's because I'm being drawn to all the Law and Order SVU shows where like the child is a sociopath, and so like they put like deadbolts on the door, and it's like, but we love our kid, we do, but we're scared. Like, that's the vibe. I almost wonder if the parents were scared and they became like yes men to their child, because it's like, not my problem if he has his shit together, if we just do what we say. Like, this guy's fucked in the head. I feel the need to pour more. Oh my God. Do you see what I'm saying? This energy is garbage. It's awful. Highly recommend dancing or singing or doing something fun after this. Pull more cards. Jesus. Okay. What else, Spirit? He was obsessed with one of the girls. It's almost like you. I choose you. He's got this weird, like, narcissistic sociopathy kind of thing going on where it's like, I'm going to be perfect. I'm destined for greatness. And now I need my counterpart. It's very like old school when women didn't have rights. So we had to pretend that we liked men when we fucking didn't. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Well, not that we didn't like men, but you know, like they didn't have to offer us much of anything. It's kind of giving me that vibe. It's like, you fit the stereotype that I want. You are what I'm looking for. You will do. Now it's my mission to make you mine at all costs. Honestly, this is like I feel like I'm reading the show You. Oh my God. You know the irony? I don't know if maybe he's more narcissistic. I mean, it's semantics. But with the is this me, it's almost like I feel like he regretted killing her after. It's almost, you know what I'm being drawn to is Stan by Eminem, where he's like, now I got my I'm sorry, I know this song by heart, but I'm channeling, where it's like his girlfriend's in the trunk screaming. And I don't know if this is the same song because again, I'm channeling. I know it's Eminem, but it's like, I swear to God, I hate you. Oh my God, I love you. Like it's that vibe. Like, is that Stan? I'm pretty sure it's Stan. I don't know, whatever. But with the is this me, with the literal sword right here, it's almost like I see him looking at her, you know, yo, stabba, trying to make this lighter here, being like, you fucked this up. You ruined the whole thing. Like, we could have been together. Like, yeah, like, think about it. We could have been together. That's Stan, right? Whatever. Anyway, I think the only moment he felt remorse was when he was going after her because it was like, look what you made me do. That's the vibe. Look what you made me do. You fucked up. We could have been something perfect. It's almost giving me the vibe of like he wanted a Bonnie and Clyde type of vibe. The Joker and the chick that everybody loves for being crazy. I don't know why we put that on a pedestal, but whatever. It's kind of giving me that. It's like, I will recruit you. You will be mine. And then I will continue to do my fuck shit. It's almost like he thought that she could be perfect for the fake persona that he was going to give off so that he could go on to be like a serial killer. This shit's so weird. I'm glad you guys forced me to do this. I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be a little more cut and dry. Like, oh, my feelings were hurt, stabbed. No, this is like, I'm going to be a really famous serial killer one day. And they're going to have my name everywhere. And people will regret the day they ever made fun of me and regret. Was he bullied as a kid? Because it's giving me the vibe. You'll regret the day. It's giving me like, I'm seeing American Horror Story where Tate like kills all the kids in his school. It's giving me that. He was always capable of being this person. In fact, he had every intention of doing that. It was just a matter of, got to get the persona, got to get the job. It's like, it's a mixture of the show Dexter meets the show You. It's like, I want to be a cop so that I can be in and I can get them and learn so that I can learn how serial killers fuck up so that I could be a better one. Like, what the fuck? He saw her as something that shines and he wanted it. And so he was going to take it. I don't know where the fuck he thought he was going to go. I almost wonder if he is that level of delusional where he really just thought that he could lie and she would just fall for it. Because even in the energy, I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? But I'm in his energy and it's like, I'm the boss. I'm amazing. I can get anything that I want. If I want her, I'm going to have her. I have all these credentials. I'm incredible. It's very like, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit? It's like academic. It's like, I'm an academic. You should choose me. I'm very intelligent. Like, it's just no awareness. Like, I'm sorry to laugh, but I would drown under this energy if I didn't. Anyway, back deck is addicted. What's under that? Downcast pride. This is a shame thing. He was always trying to make himself look like he was superior, and I feel like she snubbed him, and he took that to heart, and there you go. I won't cry for you in the verse, how dare you? And it was a female. He was into one of these women, and it fucked up his little fragile masculine ego, but there's something going on. There's something wrong in his head. There's something not right here. This man would have continued to kill if they didn't catch him. I'm just saying, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Let's look at the tarot, though. All right, so we are going to take a look at what happened that night, see if we can get any and everything possible. I will try, and we will see what happens. So, all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. It helps me continue to make these videos. Don't forget to always vote on the community polls. Don't forget that I also have playlists for pop culture, conspiracy, aliens even, all the above. And subscribe if you're new here. We would love to have you. But let's get down to business. What the hell happened that day, that night? What do we need to know? It's like a fucking offering. Is it possible that one of the women shot him down? Like, is it possible that he was, like, extending an offer to one of these women, but she could, like, because I'm hearing Nicki Minaj, you see right through me. I think she saw through him. I think that, and this is why we need to heal. Um, Healed people don't usually draw in people that are manipulative. And I think that, I don't know what his story is prior to this event, but if he did bag women, it would have been insecure women that would like need to prove themselves. This is not that girl. So his shit that he does didn't work on her. It's almost like if he came over at fucking, I don't know, 3 in the morning. Oh, there goes my throat. At like 3 in the morning. And, you know, I think it's a good idea to come at 3 o'clock because everybody's drunk, so you're easy. Like, I almost feel like he thought he had even more of an in because it's like, y'all been drinking all night, so you definitely got to be interested. And it's almost like, she's like, yeah, no, like, who are you? And then it's almost like he gets pissed and just, like my OJ Simpson reading. Chariot. I don't think he's gonna win this. If anybody's worried about that, they got enough on the car alone. There's too much evidence. I can't see him winning this. There's no way. They got him dead to rights is what I'm hearing. He's going to be either a long time or because there's too many people in his past and that have been around him. I feel like the parents want to keep it hush-hush because, again, it's like even if, like, think about it. Even if your kid murdered someone as fucked up as it is, it's still your kid, right? So you're going to have that moral dilemma. But I think the parents were afraid of him. I really do. Because, like, I'm being drawn to how they had that video because I'm starting to remember a couple of things. Wasn't there a video where, like, they got stopped, the father and the guy, and you could kind of tell that they're both kind of, like, awkward, sussing out the cop? I feel like the dad was even afraid. It's like it's giving me like you have a psycho kid, so you know your kid's psycho, so it's best to play on the offense, you know, like be prepared. That's kind of the vibe. Everybody knew. So he's there's no way he's going to get away with this. He's not smart enough. He might have studied criminology, but they got him dead to rights. There's no way. But anyway, telling you there's one girl. And the problem is both the girls that were killed are Geminis, so that doesn't help me. So it is that Xana? Hold on. What is reversed? Wait a second, did he get them first? Hold on, there's a few things coming in. I think Xana saw him before anything happened, if I'm being honest. I almost see her, especially with the Four of Swords being a bedroom and then the lovers, it's almost like she gets up out of bed and peeks out and knows something's up. So I do feel that Xana woke up and found out prior. I don't think she was the one that was killed first. It would have been Kaylee or Maddie because I feel like Xana knew it was coming. Look at the Seven of Swords. She knows. And it's like, oh my God, how do I prepare it? And then with the lovers, it's almost like it's giving me more literal, like I'm getting out of bed. Was she in bed with her boyfriend? What's his name? Ethan. Was she in bed with him? Because it's giving me the vibe of like getting out. It's either like I hear a noise, but it's almost like I'm still kind of drunk and it's late. So like maybe I'm making this up. I feel like Xana might have woke up, caught it, but didn't fully know and went to bed. So I'm going to be honest. I think that she knew but didn't know, if that makes sense. I think Xana woke up at one point. I also feel that this was way more... people were awake. Like, people were definitely awake. This is giving me, like... I don't know who was killed first. I don't... semantics at this point. But this is giving me, like, I'm watching the person I love being murdered. So I feel like either Xana had to watch Ethan or vice versa. Because it's like separation, pulled out of the bed with the Four Swords. I mean, it's literally a card. You're in a bed and there's the little demon, right? And I've been telling you, his energy's like not good. I feel like, yeah, because I keep being drawn to Eminem where it's like, and I know he doesn't act like this anymore, and it was probably just a creative song, so let's not shoot Eminem for good music. But it's giving me the vibe of like, this is your fault. This is all your fault. Like, I feel like he was just in a rage where like he blacked out. If he has said that he doesn't remember what he did, I partly believe that. It almost gives me like I get flashbacks. I feel like he blacked out. Because I'm seeing like, it's giving it to me in like snippets. It's like, I came here for one girl. It's not Xana. It's either Maddie or Kaylee. I came here for one girl. That girl snubs me. The ruse that I used didn't work. Everything that I've built of myself to make me perfect so that women want me isn't working. I snap. And so I just start killing. I feel like Xana might have peeked, opened the door, saw something, but between it being late and her still being a little under the influence, I think she went back into bed. And then I think eventually, yeah, because now I see him busting the door down, and it's like they both pop up. Xana, and she was sleeping with her man at the time, right? Like they were in the same bed, because I see them both popping up, unless it's a metaphor. But you're not going to convince me that these people didn't wake up and unfortunately... Now, here's one thing that I will tell you that I understand through the years I've done of research and talking to my own spirit team. Brutal deaths like this, you're usually out of your body before the body dies. Think of, because Spirit's showing me, like, just to calm y'all down as well. You know how, like, if a chicken gets its head cut off, the body will still move even though it's technically dead? So even though I do feel these people were awake when it happened, I don't feel like they suffered a lot. It's giving me like the chicken with the head cut off. They would have been, it's, you know how they say when you're in a coma or like brain dead or something that your soul is still attached, but it's on the outside. It can't feel anything. It's giving me that vibe. It's like we're watching our deaths. So do I think they woke up? Yes. Do I think that one of them had to see their spouse get murdered? Also, yes. Do I think that any of them suffered? No, I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not. I think that by the first blow for each of them, the soul would have been pulled out. So I don't know if that makes you guys feel any better, but Spirit's reminding me to bring that up in horrific deaths like this. Usually the only time you feel a level of pain is if you survive it. And it's usually the aftermath. Like, you know how people, it's usually on TV shows, but I've seen like documentaries and people saying it, that they'll get stabbed and it feels like heat and they'll like dissociate. I don't feel like anyone actually suffered. I think the suffering was more mental. Like imagine seeing your spouse get killed. So yeah, I'm just channeling y'all. I just set the intention to find out everything that happened that night. So if this is in a really awkward order, forgive me. But yeah, I think these two were just, the couple, Xana and Ethan, were just unfortunate. They were just there. I wouldn't be shocked if he saw her and thought, that makes more sense. I wonder if because I'm hearing the song, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, where it's like touching you, touching me, which is giving me the vibe of like, I see you seeing me. Because look how she's kind of like, so I almost wonder if he either heard the door when she looked or... he knew that she saw him. So it's like no stone left unturned. I think the reason he didn't go after the people in the basement was because he didn't know that they saw. He saw Xana come out. The problem is I don't think Xana knew what she was looking at. I do feel that she woke up. I don't care what anybody said. I don't care if it's not in the head. How would they even know, first of all? It seems like something that can't be proven, but whatever. Yeah, bad opportunity. This is like, I can be your hero, blah, 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 blah. And she wasn't falling for it. But again, which one, Spirit? It's either Maddie or... I'm kind of leaning towards Maddie, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even be shocked if he's this level of fucked up that he killed them first and then was like, come with me. Because I'm hearing Willy Wonka, World of Pure Imagination. I really think he was just like... Do we know who... I really feel like he was just like, it's giving me, you know, that I'm going to give you an offer you can't refuse. Like, that's the vibe. It's like, you be with me. I promise you the finer things in life. This guy is fucking delusional. I don't know, y'all. I need to... I do feel like Xana woke up and saw it. Someone did. But I really feel like it was her because this is reminding me so strongly of like a couple that are getting separated, pulled out of bed. So I feel like Xana, whatever. Next. Jesus. This guy's just next level. Do we know anything about his mom? Why do I feel like he's got mommy issues? What's new? This is like, how dare you speak that on my name? How dare you with the temperance card in the reverse? It's honestly, it's really hard. Bear with me. I know that I'm coming in choppy, but to be in this energy is just fucking weird because his brain doesn't make sense to me. Because it's just not I feel like I'm in the mind of a serial killer, so I'm like, I don't get it. But this is like, because I was rejected for a relationship, I feel like they were trying to get him out of the house. It's like, you're not who you say you are. Get the fuck out. And it's like, but you're supposed to be my happily ever after. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'll do what I gotta do. King of Cups in the reverse. That guy's cold and manipulative. And look at the swords. No wonder I was drawn to Haunted House deck. I feel like they were awake when it happened. I don't buy that they were asleep. Sorry. I think they're saying that to be nice. Maybe a couple of them were asleep, but you're not gonna like... It would be like the two girls were sleeping in one bed and then the boy and the girl were sleeping in another. It would be like whoever was stabbed first obviously wasn't awake, but the second person would have been because of that. So I think that's why there's defensive wounds. I don't understand why they're saying people were asleep. No, they weren't. I see panic and terror. Everybody being like, what do we do? Like, I almost wonder if Xana half saw and then hid and then tried to go back to sleep and lie to herself and be like, nothing's actually happening. We're fine. Go to bed. And I feel like that's definitely probably what happened to the people in the basement. Where it's like, you could have heard a noise. Again, think about getting drunk all night as a young adult and then it being 4 o'clock in the morning. You're not exactly prepared for a murder spree. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's any blame to be had on any of the people involved here, but I know some people love to do that. So let me be clear. None of these people are at fault. None of the people in this house were at fault. None of them saw what was coming. None of them would have expected it because it's almost like he created a relationship with somebody in his head that he never even talked to. It would be like if I saw, I don't know, like let's say I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see a hot guy and I'm like, you're the one. And then I just suddenly make it up in my mind, all of the magic that we can have together. You'll be perfect. You'll be perfect on my arm. I see him also like, I'm hearing geolocation. So was he like stalking? Is there any proof of like stalking Instagram accounts? Because I remember they said something about Kaylee. I wrote it down in my notes. Kaylee posted where she was on the night before on Instagram. So it's giving me the vibe because I'm seeing him like online and like taking notes. It's like he always knew where. I feel like it's Maddie, guys. I don't know. I can't get Maddie out of my head. I feel like Maddie's the one he was obsessed with. But it's like I don't feel like they even had conversations. It's almost like friend of a friend of a friend, or didn't they say like he worked on campus or something? It would be like if he brushed past her and was like, you're the one. Like, it's very delusional, which is why I'm having such a hard time because it doesn't make sense. And then there's the death card. I mean, yeah, friction. You told me no. Look at this. This is a card about relationships, and look, the no gesture. It's like, you will choose me. No, the fuck I won't. Yo, stabba stabba. Like, that's the fucking vibe. What I don't understand is how they were killed in the bed, yet he got in under a ruse. So, like, who let him in? Like, is it possible someone let him in? This is kind of, I'm getting more of like a, hey, so-and-so said I could come over to see so-and-so. And they're like, it's fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. Fine. Like, come in. But then something feels weird. But again, it's like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm half drunk and I'm half asleep and I don't have time. Like, this was just him being, what I'm seeing is like a cat stalking its prey. It's like, I know you're vulnerable right now and that's how I'm going after you. This man was smart, calculated, but also stupid at the same time because he had a very grandiose sense of self. The Hermit, I'll get you alone. But I'm telling you, people saw him. Judgment card's literally not in the public eye. Queen of Pentacles. You have more money than me. You could bring up my status quo. Was one of the girls rich? Because it's almost giving me this vibe of like, you would bring up my status quo, but then you're saying no to me. I mean, look at the no gestures that I've been feeling. She's looking away from him, and it's almost like, how dare you? Like, we could have been a perfect team. Like, my intellect with your finances, like, very... I don't mean to be rude here, because obviously sociopathy and narcissism has nothing to do with autism, but is it possible that he had Asperger's or like a touch of it? Because it's like he's not picking up social cues at all, which is why I'm having such a hard time, because it's like, why are you not picking up what she's putting down? She's not interested. Why are you making this up? But it's just like, you'll do. Like, that's literally the vibe. It's like going to a grocery store and just picking the perfect cucumber that isn't going bad. It's like, you'll do. That's the fucking vibe. It's so weird. None of this needed to happen. His ego got hurt because it was like, oh, I'll just stalk you and get you at a vulnerable moment. Oh my God, you said no? Done. Like, sometimes it really is that simple. I almost wonder if he went under a ruse and that's why they... Why did they call Jake? Oh, this could have been a moment of vulnerability. Because wasn't it at like earlier in the night or something? Because don't they think that they died around like 4 a.m.? This is giving me the vibe of like drunk dialing your ex. Queen of Swords. That's... Yeah. It's talking, it's communication. Then the moon card, what we don't know. Emperor, you're a dick. So this could, okay, but it also could be like, we don't know this guy, do you? Is it possible he came in and was like, hey, Jake told me to show up? Because now I'm seeing Jake from State Farm. There's something here about the Jake and the phone calls to Jake. I feel like it was a mixture of like missing him, but then also needing him to verify my own insecurities. But it might have been because at the time this guy was either here, or is it possible that they saw his car continuously driving around their house? I feel like these girls weren't stupid. Why did they call Jake? Someone couldn't let go of their ex. But it was also kind of like, I want to lean on you. But does it have to do with the murder or just in general? I don't think it's murder related. I think it was just a girl also having a moment. You know how like, okay, they're drawing me to something specific in my life. There was an ex that I was with on and off for like 5 years. And even though I knew it was super toxic, every once in a while, especially under the influence, I'd reach out because it felt like comfort. You know what I mean? And I would even, they're drawing me specifically to this time. I had a moment. I've been in a lot of car accidents. I'll just leave it at that. Where I had called him on the side of the road because I was terrified. And I just knew that he could calm me down because he had so many times before. It's kind of giving me that same vibe where it's like, you've calmed me down before, even though I know we're not good for each other. You ease my anxieties. So I don't know if by that point they knew that something was up, but it's giving me like, yeah, because I'm being drawn to how they say the soul knows it's going to leave before it leaves. So there's something here about the Jake call. I think that's his name, where it's like, I miss you. I feel weak. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I need mental support. That's the vibe. Yeah, it's like, you could be my savior. You can make me feel better. So that's what's up with the Jake call. I keep being drawn to Jake from State Farm. All right, Spirit. Anything else to do with this? What else do we need to know? Yeah, he offed her and everyone around because it hurt his feelings. It hurt his bottom line. It's like nine of cups. I'm trying to manifest the perfect life, the perfect facade, all of it. You're not budging. Why aren't you budging? Then you've got to go. 10 of Wands in reverse has a woman literally on it. Capture you. I really think that he thought he was just going to make some sort of smart, intellectual gesture that would just swoon the underwear off of her, and it just didn't. So it was like, if I can't have you, no one else will. I'm pretty sure it was Maddie. I'm pretty sure he was obsessed with Maddie. I just keep being drawn to her name. I don't think it was this Kaylee chick. All right. Anything else, Spirit, before I call it? Detached. Remember I mentioned Law and Order? That's funny. He thought he'd get away with this because of his background and his family's background. Because wasn't it like his sister was like in the therapy or something like that? Like there's intellectuals in his family. He thought that he was above the law. He was like, I've already studied this. How are you going to catch me? I'm already very well endowed with my... Honestly, guys, we caught a serial killer. He would have killed more people. He needs to be put away forever. This guy has a bone in him that wants to kill. That's why he studied all that shit. And I'm telling you, there's people around him, I think family in particular, that know what he's capable of. It's reminding me of the episode of Law and Order where there's a little boy that is he's sociopathic, and he throws his sister down the stairs because it was just like, funny. Like, there's something wrong with this guy. And it was like, I'm going to learn the law so I can use it to my advantage. This would not have been the last one if he didn't get caught. In fact, I pray to God there isn't more. I don't feel like there are. I feel like this is why he fumbled the bag so damn bad, because the grandiose sense of self. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not coming for Trump, but I have been seeing him the entire time I've done this reading. Both sides of that coin are problematic. I don't want to argue in the comment section. But we got to admit that Trump has one hell of a grandiose sense of self to the point where he can lie to himself. If you watch the debate, oh my God, it was just a dick swinging contest. That's kind of the same energy I'm getting, where it's like, I am the greatest. I am the best. There is no one better than me. How dare you? Who the fuck are you? Like, that's his mentality. This guy, I'm so glad he's locked up. That's one thing I'll say. They want him dead, if that helps. I think the prosecution is trying to make sure they have such an ironclad. They see it too. They see it, because those professionals, they know what it feels like to be around someone who's like a psychopath or a sociopath or whatever. They want him dead. They're aiming. I don't know if it's definitely going to happen though, because the Seven of Cups is right next to it with the Justice in the reverse. I do think he's going to go to jail forever. They might not get him on the death sentence. They might not with the Seven of Cups. It's still up for grabs, but I'm telling you, the prosecution's working on it. They want him gone because they know what he's capable of. This is giving me like, if he doesn't get the death sentence, he's going to keep trying appeal after appeal after appeal after appeal. It's like, no, I'm a criminology. You're fucking up my rights, and try to get you on this, that, and the third. I wouldn't be shocked if he's doing that shit now. This guy's going to use his brain to try and get him as far as he possibly can and manipulate whoever else he can. I think he also knows that his family's afraid of him, so they'll probably... Some of them might detach, because I'm being drawn to my reading with Danny Masterson where the wife walked away after he was in jail, which I predicted. But it's kind of giving me like some of the family are still afraid of him. So until the sentence is made, they might kind of like appease his ego. Yeah, they're trying really quick to make sure. I think this is why in the beginning they kept so much close to their chest. They know exactly what the fuck he's capable of. This is giving me like, we have receipts on the fact that you've been on the dark web watching like R-word stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's next level fucked up. And I don't want to be in this energy anymore. So back deck. Yeah, self-sabotage. He's going to be his own undoing, because his pride was what mattered most of all. It's like, you need to see me. This is the extreme of when you don't feel seen and you don't do the healing work. Like, he didn't work on himself. His pride was what motivated him. And at the end, it's going to be what takes him down. Self-sabotage. He did it to himself because he was determined to create a facade of who he was instead of just figuring out who he was. But although figuring out who he was wouldn't have mattered much, because I feel like there's something here where he was predisposed to being a killer. I don't know exactly how that works. That's probably on a spiritual level that I just haven't tapped into yet. But this man was always going to kill. He was always going to. And if he hadn't gotten caught with this, he would have continued. This is giving me like, I mean, he wasn't from there, right? So it's giving me like, it wouldn't even shock me. I don't think this is the case, but this is the type of person where like it would have been possible where you find out that he also murdered a chick in Texas and he murdered another chick in Jamaica and he murdered another chick in Peru. Like this dude that was his plan, was to just kill because he's fascinated by killers. Wow. The Fool card, he wanted to run away from it. Yeah, today for tomorrow energy. This guy really thought he could get away with anything, but Knight of Cups, this is him. He's just immature. It was never going to work. King of Swords in reverse. Y'all know when I use this card, it always gives me checkmate. I'm always 10 steps ahead. It's in the reverse right next to him. His emotions got the best of him. And so what he planned on doing since he's been into criminology or whatever, bit him in the ass. Karma bit him in the ass. So I'm going to leave it there, besties. I don't know what you were expecting from this reading. I hope that it helped. I'm going to be honest. I do think they were awake. I do. I think the reason there's defensive wounds is probably like, did he kill Maddie first? Because it would be like you wake up to being harmed and then you fight back. But I really feel the need to tell you guys, above all else, nobody suffered. No one suffered. Like what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a first strike and then I'm seeing the soul jumping out of the body. So everyone that got harmed that day, they did not suffer. Even if, somehow they got security footage and stuff and like you heard screaming and whatever. Screaming would have been the panic. But again, I just keep seeing a chicken with its heads cut off. Nobody suffered. I know this is brutal and I know it's cruel. So I just want to give you something to feel a little bit better. The moment something, I hate to say it, but the moment something penetrated them, because I'm being drawn to the moment that happened, the soul popped right out. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I guess we can relook at this case because I know it's supposed to happen in 2025 when they go to trial or whatever. Let's just pray this motherfucker never gets out. Best case scenario, whatever. I don't know. But I'm going to leave it here. I don't know if you guys want a part 2. I don't see anything regarding cover-ups. I don't see anything. This seems very black and white to me. I think the one part that they just haven't really focused as strongly on, although I don't know because I haven't watched anything in a while, would be that this guy would have been a serial killer. Like, I mean, technically he is, but he would have been if he had gotten away with it. There's something wrong in his head. There's no empathy there. There's no empathy. Like, that's why I even said, like, don't come for me about the Trump thing, because Trump gives me more fragile ego. It's fragile ego, but also mixed with, like, sociopathy. Very weird. So if I have anybody that loves psychology the way that I do, that studies it, please let me know down in the comments and help other people understand this. But I'm going to leave it here because this energy sucks. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves. Go do something fun. If you guys would like to book a private reading with me, my website's in the description box below. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the links down below. The decks, related videos, all of that. I have playlists for days. Go check them out. Enjoy them. Have a weekend of funsies. I don't know. This energy sucks, so if I seem weird, I'm sorry. Love you, besties. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video, so thank you for watching.